Hey guys, day came that St. Peter started looking at the pearly gates, and he noticed that they'd started getting shabby. And he calls the Lord over, and he says, look at this. We need to do something about this. This gate's kind of hanging off the hinges. We've got the hinges squeak. I don't even think they lock anymore. And the Lord says, we probably do need to do something about that. I think we have a few contractors that have made it through. Why don't you take 3 bids and do the one you think that would be best? So St. Peter gets right to work on this. Oh yeah. He goes and gets 3 guys lined up. And the first one is this young guy. He was young and enthusiastic when he died. He was actually a victim of his own success. He had got himself this dream vacation, and he dies parasailing out in the Caribbean. So St. Peter gets him to make his bid, and he's still an enthusiastic young man, and he looks it all over, and he says, I think we can do this job for $1,000. And St. Peter said, how do you figure this $1,000? And he says, well, I figure it like this. It's $500 for labor and $500 for materials. All right, okay, that sounds reasonable, but we'll get back with you. Well, the next guy, he had been a successful contractor. He had died at middle age. He was in his late 40s, and he just worked too hard. They found him slumped over his desk, had a heart attack. And so he comes in and looks it over carefully, makes some notes, and he says, St. Peter is going to take $2,000 to get these gates back in good working order. And he says, okay, well, how do you figure that? And he says, well, I figure it's going to take $1,000 in labor and $1,000 in materials. He says, all right, okay, well, I tell you what, we'll get back to you directly. So the third guy, he's this grizzled old Texan contractor who's died in the fullness of his years, and he pulls up in his heavenly pickup truck, and he looks over the gates, makes 2 phone calls. Then he turns to St. Peter and says, you know what? It's going to take $3,000 to get these back in working order. And St. Peter says, oh, well, how do you figure that? Well, I figure it's $1,000 for me and $1,000 for you and $1,000 for that kid that's going to do the work. Have a good one.